Hi there. I just wanted to, well, first of all, hello. I wanted to talk a little bit about who Tamarack Arts really is for, because we make a pretty bold claim, and I stand by the claim, that it is conservatory-style education for adult students of, right now it's stringed instruments. And I definitely stand by that. But what it doesn't mean is that students are already ready for entry into the conservatory. What it means is that your intensity and the intensity of the instruction you receive is that of the conservatory, meaning you have goals, an ambition, and a willingness to practice. So for instance, I think I was a beneficiary of conservatory-style education right off the bat because my teacher was trained at a music school. She took me seriously right off the bat. She made sure that I was kind of shuttled into these different opportunities. She took a guiding hand in a lot of the choices that were made for me in terms of like participating in extracurricular activities, and the kind of feedback that she gave me and the kind of expectations she had of me. But since she also was starting to teach me when I was like 9 or 10, it's not that she was expecting me to go to Curtis, but she was expecting me to work as hard as possible, and I did. So why am I talking about this? Well, I'm just wondering. So I got an email a couple days after our second session of the winter studio class. It's for like intermediate, it's kind of like mid-intermediate to late intermediate students. And he seemed really kind of sad because the concepts that we discussed, we were talking a lot about shaping phrases and elements of musicality and musicianship. He said, I just never considered those things before. That's kind of not on a level that I was considering. And so this makes me think that I'm kind of just like not in the right place. And he's exactly in the right place. Because if you already knew about these concepts, you wouldn't need this class. And also, if you knew about the concepts but maybe weren't applying them, this is exactly the class for you. And there's a reason why we had it by levels, and he is absolutely an advanced intermediate player. He performed his piece, played pretty much every single note correctly and in time. It's the perfect blank canvas. That said, if you are more of a beginner and you would be staggering through your piece a little bit, the beginner class would be just right for you because we make those allowances. So the whole thing with adult learners is that because I might be an expert at music education, but I'm an adult learner at a whole bunch of other things. So like I was a student hockey player, I'm still a student skater. There's a whole bunch of other things that I'm continuing to learn throughout my life. And one of the things that we really have to combat as we get older is the kind of sinking feeling when you are confronted by that which you do not know. Because of course, without learning it, there's no progression, there's no mastery. But even though I've made a complete life out of the study of education, neuroscience of adult learning, curriculum design for adults, all of this stuff, even though I should be insulated against this, when I was first taking skating lessons and was confronted by things that either I had the wrong idea about or no idea about, and was also forced to kind of perform in front of a class of people, a turn on my outside edge, for instance, and I was just hitting the deck every single time, it can be very humiliating because, again, as adults, we are rewarded for our competence. And it's like a crime against being an adult to be perceived as anything less than competent, anything less than I've got this under control and I know this. And so the whole point, though, is even if we think of the conservatory as this kind of elevated place, the conservatory is not a place for complete musicians. It's a place where you go to become a complete, I wouldn't even say a complete musician, to become a complete learner and a lifelong learner at that. And if you look at any of the social media accounts, for instance, of any of the high-profile string players, that we see on Instagram, for instance, like Hilary Hahn or Cicely Parnas, or there's so many different people. They're always talking about what they're learning. So this conservatory-style education is bring your intensity, bring the things that you don't know. You might not even know that you don't know these things. We will tell you what you need to do to get from where you are to where you want to be, and in an environment that is nurturing and supportive. So I'd like to think that we have all of the, how to say this? We have all of the substance of the conservatory without any of the associated snobbery or competition. There might be a sense of competitiveness within yourself, like wanting to beat yourself or be better, and that's totally fine and completely normal. But I want that student to hear this, but I want all students who are thinking, maybe I'm not good enough for this. There's no such thing as too good to learn, and there's no such thing as too early to start learning with an intensity, with a focus, and with faculty that take you seriously, who don't think that it's cute that you're trying to make music an integral part of your life. It's not cute, it's beautiful, and it's difficult. And so let's confront that difficulty together. Together. You don't have to go it alone. You can't go it alone. This is a team effort. I am a product of my teachers and my teachers' teachers. And I want to share that with as many people as possible because it's good stuff. It's made my life better. It's made my connection to my instrument better. And it's made my connection to myself actually more sincere, maybe a little bit more vulnerable. And it also has, it is continuously humbling to reflect back on all of these lessons that were bestowed on me. I'm still learning from things that were taught to me 20 years ago. So that's what I'm here to say. I hope that you feel more welcome, and no matter what, there is a place for you. And if, by the way, for some reason, if you were to attend a class and you felt like you were being eaten alive for any reason at all, you email me and we will figure it out. We'll change classes, we'll move you into a different cohort, we'll get you into a private setting rather than one that's with a class. There are always options, and you've got my email, ewright@tamarackarts.org. So don't ever feel like you just have to white knuckle it to the end of something that you feel is beyond you or scaring you or too confronting. Let's do it together.